I'm surprised how you can't write secure JavaScript code with Chat-GPT, not with Bard. I wonder if Java would be better results for us.
I've never seen anything create secure JavaScript code, so I'll be surprised if AI can do it, to be honest.
Yeah, I get it. But JavaScript is fun. So let's see some live examples of that. I'm gonna start off with some Node.js stuff, and I'll share with you this real session that I had with Chat-GPT. As you can see, I've asked it to basically go ahead and try and implement a post endpoint for upload for a Fastify application framework that I use. And here it is. It's I'll scroll through this. It's kind of a functional code. It's definitely working pretty well. There's like an uploads directory. There's like a post endpoint defined. So it's almost functional. It's pretty well response for just asking it that one single question of create for me this endpoint. And I noticed that something. It of course explained it. I noticed that something was still somewhat wrong. Like that wouldn't work as is. So I went off and of course asked it to correct it so I can actually get this Jira ticket done and flagged away so Simon doesn't bug me too much on this backlog item. And it did. It says, this says, this upload file MV belongs to Fastify method. Actually, it belongs to a different Express package, blah, blah, blah. That's okay. And the following code that you see right here, right now, that is the code that is actually very well functional and works. I'll go ahead and copy paste it to my IDE here that I kind of prepared in advance with Fastify uploads, upload, that's it. Paste the code here as you would normally do. I have the Snyk extension on VS Code installed, so that's pretty cool. And it already tells me just by requiring Fastify, there's like, 0 vulnerability, so that looks okay. What I want to do next is, of course, get this thing added to my Git, and just go ahead and just send it off to production, I guess. Like who needs test?
Is there something potentially related to the file name?
To the Fastify upload.
Yeah.
Oh, within here.
Yeah, in the code, the file name. I guess line 25 potentially.
Let's see, line 25.
And then Chris also follows up with no checks on the file upload.
I see that too. Yeah, no checks on the file upload. I agree. We just take it as is, which is it's something. But yeah.
Oh, Liran, don't push to production. There's a squiggly line. There's a red squiggly line. The worst of all the squiggly lines.
No, God, please, no.
What do you mean? Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Means that one. Looks like fix this issue Path Traversal. Oh, there's like a Path Traversal vulnerability here. I think this is the thing. So
which is exactly what Chris identified there as well. Yeah.
Amazing work, definitely. And I mean, the other comments make sense. Like there's no actual sanitization, there's no other stuff, but maybe it's just like a side project. Maybe it's something like a backend system that you need. It's not open to the world or something. All good considerations. But still, like this is like an open door somewhere to get in. And if you kind of hover and what is this actual squiggly line, like you said, Simon? Like let's open this up. Looks like this is Snyk finding this and sharing some information about it. Unsanitized input from an uploaded file creates a Path Traversal vulnerability. It shows us examples of how to fix it, like different ways of fixing this. You can see different ways of like trying to escape it. So it gives you suggestions of how to fix it. But I think even if we let's ignore this just for a sec, the Snyk suggestion here, and like just focus on the problem here. I think we're just seeing exactly what Simon, you were talking about before. Like it's not just AI hallucinations with wrong data, because this is a functional code base, and I could just run it and we'll have our endpoint for uploading files just fine. But there is indeed a Path Traversal. There's like an actual security vulnerability introduced through this suggested code by Chat-GPT. So this is an actual thing. This is the actual culprit that would introduce a vulnerability. And we understand now that blindly just pasting or using Chat-GPT suggested code is something to be very concerned of. So let's move on to another demonstration. And I'm going to stay on the
Liran,
Yeah.
Liran, can I just highlight a comment just came in from Pian, who just says, same thing can happen if we copy paste from Stack Overflow. And I think that's exactly how we need to consider code created from an AI environment, because we've got to remember AI AI engines are being trained on code just like that. It's being trained on open source code and code whereby it's effectively humans that are creating that, humans that add, whether it's quality issues, performance issues, security issues. And, you know, I hate to say it, but put crap in, crap comes out, right? And it's exactly that's exactly what we're seeing coming out of AI. It's not the AI doing anything bad; it's the input that is causing this.
100%. Yeah. I mean, you could the Stack Overflow example, and I mean, it's like you said, it's trained on actual code. I know all over the place, and we all over the place as like maintainers and contributors, like creators of code. We are not, protected from this kind of like, producing secure code. So it basically learns what we told it to, and that is the concern that you should have, and treat it like you would treat even like a colleague created code, and you want to review it for the fact that it has tests and accessibility if it's like a front end thing maybe, and security and all of those other concerns. So definitely. Now, our next experiment is still gonna keep us on the JavaScript lane of things, and I wanted to look at it a bit differently, not just like backend code, but also a bit of a different experience than we had with Chat-GPT, where we were copy pasting code maybe from Stack Overflow, maybe from somewhere else. And this one, I wanted to take a secure coding issue with potentially with React code. So let's just close this Fastify upload thing and focus on this app. So I have a working React code. It's pretty big, so I don't want to take you through the entire code base. We don't really need to go through the entire code base, but I'll show you what's actually happening. So we'll focus just on the code that is on the screen here. And what this actually looks like in practice is that React page produces this website. It's essentially a website that shows you package pages. It's kind of like the NPM or the Maven Central sort of website that shows you the package author, some description, what's the package manifest has inside, all the scripts, all the dependencies, even allows you to add screenshots, which is pretty cool, and so on. So I took this and I wanted to try and see what kind of suggestions we get when we use other tools related to AI, like GitHub Copilot. So specifically, what I wanted to do is create some dangerously set inner HTML part here, over here, to add HTML code and try to secure that, because sometimes that's something you need to do. So on the right side, we have this auto description lorem ipsum, which is over here being read and used, and it basically provides you the alt text for the image. So if I opened my my DevTools here, I'll make this a bit bigger so we can all see it, and I would just focus on this screenshot. You could see it has this lorem ipsum. Now, currently there's no other protections. This is what it is, but you would see why this is useful, right? For accessibility reasons, you have maybe upload pictures to Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever, and you want to put some alt text for people with disabilities and other ways of like finding them on a screen reader and whatever. Okay, let's do a refresh here, see what's happening. We see it get added. It's not exactly executing JavaScript on the page yet, so not yet there. And Chris is taking us through this path of like trying to create an alert that pops up, which means that JavaScript was evaluated on this page. I'm gonna go with another option, which is maybe to use something like this, like I'll close. Oh, was that? I was wondering if now I guess you could see it now. Basically, GitHub Copilot is auto-suggesting my code, and I had some occasions where it actually suggested the exploit to add. That was funny. But let's see if we can go. I want to basically, this is just some text. I want to terminate the prior string and maybe add there we go, a different one. And yeah, this is definitely helping me here to create some exploitation. Well, I hope I didn't forget anything, but it looks like this would work. Let's see.
Really interesting there, how Copilot kind of helps you or is assisting you in actually performing the attack there.
Yeah, and almost it's not entirely there. I think there is maybe an issue with what's going on. Maybe I don't need to close it, and I'll just leave it open. Oh, because I think that will work. I had to fix it a bit. If I reload a page, there we go. Now we have this alert pops up, says we were able to inject JavaScript code onto the page. Congratulations, everyone. You're all officially hackers right now. So this is great. And the idea here is we want to use tools like Copilot and AI basically to circumvent this, right? So like if you potentially saw this, or a colleague told you, hey, like, no, that's dangerous, but you still need to like create the sort of like, HTML into the page for reasons, right? Then what you want to do is now secure it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll look for a place here where I can say, you know what, I actually want to secure this. So I'll go ahead and say, I need to probably escape it or clean it. Oh, there was, it almost suggested me sanitize something. I'll use clean HTML. We'll see what it suggests. Not doing anything right now. Let's see if GitHub Copilot can go ahead and suggest this. Not yet. So it gave me some, let's see if we can make sense of it. So I asked it to like clean cross-site scripting, which is what XSS is. And that's kind of what we did right now. Checks if it's a string. If it's not okay, returns it. Then it goes ahead and it replaces dangerous characters with those related to HTML entities. I don't know if it works. Like, let's see. I'm just gonna copy paste it literally and use it. Find this place here. Great. I think we saved it. We have our exploit on the right, which we know we just did. Let's refresh the page, see if we see. No, we don't see the XSS anymore. So I mean, congratulations, amazing. It looks like GitHub Copilot could suggest code that actually prevents also insecure coding and those kind of attacks until, right, this is the but, until you kind of like understand the very subtle issues here, where the fact is this isn't really cleaning the way that it should, because there's like another exploit that could cause havoc here. And that's the fact that I can just add any sort of, let me add this in, added this kind of attribute value here that takes in the onload kind of a keyword here, which is the event. And then it uses that to basically create the XSS. So now, even though we were suggested, sanitization code, like this the cleanest sanitization that we had before, we still refresh the page. We see that the new exploit actually worked, and the suggestion before didn't work as we expected. And so it kind of shows you from like even a different perspective, not just like showing you to use secure coding, but even like relying on it to even clean or sanitize or build robust code. That gives you, some difficulties. So I won't go to like different permutations, but I'll go maybe to my slides now and show you that essentially like your, that first line of code that you might have is going to be, your first security regret potentially if it's insecure, right? You do not want to stay in this kind of situation. And this is going to be a few screenshots that show you that, for this kind of input, we get suggested, and these are the experiments that I took some screenshots of, right? Like you can see str string replace with this sort of input. And then another unsafe, you can see on the bottom, another sort of like permutations of how it tried to assist me to clean those strings. And so all of those sort of, I would say, suggestions to allow me to try and create secure code, they've all really failed. And at the end of it, it just didn't understand the exact context I needed it to secure it. Even when I tried to prompt it to basically say, it's actually an attribute that I need to escape of. So these are some of the things you should be aware of in terms of just having a security mindset when using AI tools.